Hey family, it's Tasha MAMABEAR Prepping. So you already know what time it is. Get your drink, pull up. We're about to discuss it. Today's just going to be an open discussion. I'm feeling some type of way, right? Been doing this for over a year now. I do it for a few reasons. I do it because it's income for my family. I do it because this is stuff that I do every day and I enjoy it, and I enjoy teaching people and helping people in some capacity, right? But I'm frustrated because I feel like, people are not ready, right? Even people watching this right now that have been watching me for a while are full of it and not ready, and would rather, watch and view, right? And give time and effort to the tea, to the fear, to the, I want to be scared, right? The drama of what's going on, the current event, like, and what's your spin, Tasha? And a lot of people absolutely just do not want to watch or learn how to do things, right? Learn about things that are important. Learn of the things that you should be preparing and getting. Learn the skills that you should be learning right now to be able to survive, right? A lot of you are sitting here doing this, but you're not doing the things. I would venture that there is quite a few people watching this right now who have a pressure canner in their possession, and it has never been taken out of the box, or it's out of the box but it's never been used. Water bathing, vac sealer, you name it, dehydrator, haven't used it yet. You have something and are blessed to have something in your possession that not everybody can even afford, and you were not using it. You're not learning how to use it. How do you expect to use this stuff later if you are not even utilizing it? And you're going to be so upset later when it's time to use this stuff and you have no idea how to do it. And you can't just run to the internet and Google the instructions or how to use something or watch a video, right? Like, upset. And you have, how dare you, because you have people who would love to have that stuff and absolutely can just not afford it right now. Not in today's world. They cannot afford that, but they would love to have it, right? And I don't want to get into, they can find it at garage sale, whatever, right? My point is, there's a lot of people watching this that would rather pay attention to the drama and the tea and the fear part of this world instead of doing the things and caring about the things. And that comes a little bit from my videos. I did a video yesterday, fast-paced, very good information, very good list, trash views. Nobody cares. It's just like when I do other videos showing you how to do stuff. Nobody cares. You could pick something. I could do rain barrels. I bet you when I do the rain barrels, it's going to be trash. For those of you that watch it, will be, it will be helpful. But half of the people that say it's helpful still are not going to do it. And that's the hard thing about this, is you have people that don't have grit and are lazy and don't want to do this. So my question to you is, SHTF happens, a serious event happens. One, will you even know it happens? How will you know it happened? And then two, will you know how to do the things, right? Will you know what to do? Will you know how to go about your day doing the things that need to be done to survive, right? Growing food, preserving food, rationing, all the things, fortification, patrolling, watching, security, all these things that will need to be done when it truly gets crazy out there. So I'm just going to talk you through the now and later, right? The now, a lot of people are not going to know what to do. You have lazy people. You have people who do not want to learn anything. You have people that researching is so easy. Everything is at a touch of a button. I don't think you guys realize how often even me, and I have tons of stuff and know a ton of stuff, but I'm still Googling like crazy. Let me tell you, do you know I can't count? I would be rich if I had $1 for every email I got where somebody, or a DM message, anything, where somebody asks me a question, a simple question, one sentence question that can easily be answered on Google. I don't know if you know this, but Tasha doesn't know everything. So I get questions all the time, people asking me stuff I do not know the answer to, right? And all I'm doing is Googling it. I'm stopping what I'm doing. I'm spending my time Googling the answer and then, getting the answer to you, back to you, right? It's something that you can do, but we are a lazy people. We want the quick fix. We want the quick answers, right? We want to be told right now what the answer is, and the day that the internet is not there, that is pandemonium. It's going to be insane the day that there is no internet and people cannot get on and do the things that they want to do or try to research or, simple things like gardening or preserving. I find a new project, I go to the internet, I watch a few videos of different recipes, maybe take a book, look at some stuff and see what people are doing, and then decide what I'm going to do and do it, right? And a lot of that, people, and I'm very open with my food preservation in general, so there's a lot that I can just figure out how to do because I know the basics, but people that aren't pulling up their stuff and using it are not going to know how to do that, right? Let's get into this. Let's see. Easy answers. This is the reality. The reality is the ugly part, that everything is so easily attainable as far as information right now and getting stuff, and from learning how to get to somewhere, right? Traveling somewhere, recipes, learning how to do a project, build a project, all of that stuff. And people you are not preparing in a way that you have that stuff. Not all of you. I know some of you guys been doing this and could work circles around me, right? I know some of you guys are doing the things, printing out everything, have books, have literature. But the reality is that the majority does not. And even a large part of the people that say they're doing it are not doing it. And that's heartbreaking, because there's not that much time for you to get it together and figure out what you need to do. So, I challenge you, if you have things that you need to do. I bet you there's people in here that have a ton of books in their Amazon cart, or, do have a list of stuff they want, but you're not actively putting it into your budget. Not because the budget doesn't allow for it, the budget allows for it, but you're choosing other things over maybe knocking out a couple of things on the list, right? You're choosing a pair of tennis shoes or some jewelry, or you're choosing something else over getting the thing that you needed to get, right? You're choosing to eat out at McDonald's. You're making an effort when there is things that you could be doing and getting and learning, skills you could be learning. Half of you, I don't know how many times I've said, hey, learn a skill, right? Take a CPR class, take a defensive class, learn how to do these things. Home Depot has all types of classes for learning how to build stuff, learn how to drywall, do this, do that, right? There's a lot of information out there and education, right? But people get bored, and that's boring, and they don't want to do that. But you have to be stronger than that. You have to break through that boredom and that, desire, just like me, to want to watch kitty videos all day on TikTok, right? You get sucked into the vortex of just nonsense, right? That stuff that gives no value to your life, you guys. Us getting sucked into TikTok, it gives no value to our lives, right? We need to be doing the things, right? Later, what's going to happen? Not going to have the things. You're not going to have the internet. You're not going to have Google. And the question becomes, how do you do the things, right? How do you survive? How are you even going to know something has happened, right? Do you have your communications in check so that you can understand and hear and listen to what hopefully is happening? Are you going to be talking to neighbors and getting intel? When do you know when to throw up the barbed wire on the fence? When do you know when to fortify, right? When do you know how to do that stuff? And then if you haven't researched that stuff, you're not doing that stuff, right? you know, you can say all day, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But if you haven't been preparing, haven't been practicing, don't know how to do the things, maybe you're just buying stuff, but you haven't really taken it out and figured out how you're going to employ it later. Like, that stuff matters. So later it's going to be a people of panic. It's going to be a people of confusion, of people that are scared, right? This is the majority, okay? It's going to be that real fear. You think that you're attracted to the drama and the fear of the videos now, right? People be, that's fear mongering, but you love it, okay? It's like you want to be scared. When I do those crazy videos where I go over the edge a little bit, views through the roof. You love that. Okay, you love that. As a society, we love that. Okay, we like the tea. The problem is we're wasting time doing that and not doing the things and not learning the things. Doing the things is more than just buying something and putting it on a shelf in a back room. If you do not pull that said item out and plug it in if it needs to be plugged in, or crank it up, use it, you're simply not gonna, it's gonna be worthless because you don't know what you're doing now, okay? And it's too late. I'm not gonna say it's totally too late to learn, right? You can learn from others. You can still be talking to people. Hey, I've got this. Do you know how to use this? Whatever, right? But it's scary time thinking about people, you know, and I'm not even talking about the initial sheep, the initial people that have blinders that absolutely do not even have any desire to know and understand what is happening around us. But for you that do know, that do kind of have a clue of what's going on, it's time to get it in gear. It's time to truly do the things that you've been saying you're going to do. Learn the things that you know you need to learn that are going to be direct survival items later, right? You know, it doesn't matter if you're the best IT, for example. If there's no internet and there's no Google, and then you wasted all this time that you could have been learning something else, learning a skill, learning some, you know, field medical stuff, some basic medical stuff, some basic fortifications, basic security, different things. I just, it's exhausting, right? And then for me, somebody who's a creator who all of a sudden finds themselves like, okay, people want to know about this stuff, and I'll do a video and it's like, no, nobody cares to learn how to can food from you and you know, pressure can stuff, or learn how to grow something. Nobody wants to see your garden. Yes, is there a few of you that want to see that stuff? Yes, absolutely. But a video, most of you are like, I don't want to waste my time doing that, right? You want to keep it pushing to the next exciting video. I'm no different, right? I go through the feed just like you, and those exciting videos from Canadian Prepper and Full Spectrum, and I'm like, ooh, and I click on them and I watch them, right? I get excited, but I also know that I'm doing the things, right? Is there more that I could do? Absolutely, right? Absolutely. You don't think that when I'm sitting there trying to come up with some stupid TikTok video that I'm not thinking like I could be harvesting something, or I could be canning something, or I could be doing something with my child, or I could be doing 1,000 other things. I don't want to do it. But then on the other hand, people are asking me for help. And what's heartbreaking is this is my income, right? And two, every time it happens, I don't even get mad about the money or the views. But the views is what tells me, right, that people don't care, don't want to watch it. My first thought is just like, wow, these people really don't care about the real stuff, the real learning stuff, right? Like, you don't want to learn. I have subscribers, you guys, that send me stuff every single day. Hey, do you have this? Have you heard of this? Once you hear that I'm into something, or I want to learn more about something, my subscribers like send that information to me in droves of information, right? And it's amazing. And I know everybody's not fortunate to have a bunch of subscribers that can just send you the information, right? But when I share that stuff, or I tried it, you guys, the majority of people clicking on the video don't care, right? If they click at all. But let me tell you that the sky is falling, baby. Pull up and let's talk about the sky is falling. Boy, y'all are there for that. You guys are there for that. And what's crazy is I'm there for that too, okay? But it's not all, it can't be all about that, right? That's why you have people running around with, you know, a chicken with their heads cut off. You have people that are super, super stressed, overwhelmed, don't know what they're doing, don't know how they're going to do this, right? Because it's too much of that, right? It's too much of like, but I understand it. I feel like you guys want to be scared. That's like what hubby tells me every single time. Every time I'm like, wow, they didn't really care about this video. And he's like, well, were you teaching them something? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, they don't like that. He's like, they want to be scared, babe. They want to be scared. And I'm like, it's true though. Y'all want to be scared. And you guys want the tea, right? But it's a fine line. And I'm telling you right now today, this is a warning that if you do not get it going, you're going to have huge, huge waves of regret. And that emotion is going to fall out into your family, and you're not going to be where you should be mentally as the mama bear or the papa bear, and your role in the family during the middle of a crisis, during SHTF. You should be calm. You should not be panicking. You should know exactly what needs to happen. You should have books and literature and manuals and printouts and things at your fingertips that you can now turn to get the information. If you do not have books on gardening, how to garden, harvesting, what plants look like when they're supposed to be harvested, all the good things, right? What plants can be planted to next, what plants, which ones are fall crops, winter crops, spring crops, all of this stuff. Gardening. You should have books on preservation, all the preservation ways, books on dehydrating, making powders, canning, water bathing, pickling, fermenting, vac sealing, knowing the different ways to vac seal. I mean, all the, without the gadgets, preservation, right? Learning how people preserve food without all the things, without the plug-in dehydrator, right? Do you have a drying rack? How did our people do this before? That's the stuff we should be learning. We should be learning to hunt, get back to the land, how to hunt, how to skin, right? How to get water, how to make it safe to drink, right? With minimal things. If you don't know these things, get these things. Get the literature, get the books now, right? Books on medical procedures, basic medical stuff, basic life-saving stuff, medical stuff in regards to medicine, holistic stuff, recipes, tinctures, salves, all types of things that we have at our fingertips in a book. Our people back then didn't have all these books that they could just whip open and learn this stuff. Start getting your Google in a solid form. Start getting your Google in book form. I cannot stress this enough. This needs to be put into your budget. If you're one of those ones that I said earlier and you're like, you have money left over in your budget and you're just either spending it on something else or you're just not spending it, start getting books. Start getting literature. If you don't have any money, go on that Google, print that stuff out. You can't afford the paper to print it on, or you don't have a printer, baby, get a piece of paper and a pen and start writing stuff down. The basics, right? I can't stress enough. Look, we're the same. We still do not have chickens. We were supposed to have chickens several months back, right? And we hit a roadblock with the septic. I've been waiting on the septic. I would like that done before I incorporate chickens, right? Because there's a lot of dirt and kick up and bobcats, and the space is not, we don't have acres and acres. And so I've been holding off on that. And then later, just to let you guys know, we've been looking at possibly buying property and moving again out to a piece of land and further away from towns and cities than we are right now. And so, but to me, today I woke up, I'm like, just a bunch of excuses, right? Just do the things. And so we need to start holding each other accountable, right? We need to start holding each other accountable and doing the things, That's what we need to do. Truly doing the things in a way where you're learning the skill so that you can learn how to do stuff, right? I can't stress enough. Learning holistic stuff, can't stress it enough. Cannot stress it enough. Learning how to grow food, can't stress it enough. Learning how to preserve food, can't stress it enough, right? You have all this preparedness stuff, like all the things, but the things at the end of the day really don't matter. What matters is your skill level, what you have learned, what you have taught yourself, and knowing how to do the things. If you have bought preparedness things and things to make life a little bit easier, if you don't take that stuff out the box and start using it, you're doomed. I don't know what you're doing, right? You need to use that stuff, okay? For me, I said, I started this video with, I just feel some type of way. I just really, really felt some type of way today. And it stemmed from yesterday's video with you guys just not caring about the important stuff that I'm trying to put out, right? I guarantee you people did not finish that video yesterday and they did not have all the things on that list. First of all, if you didn't finish the video, you don't even know if you have all those medical supplies because you didn't finish the video. Boring Tasha talking about get this, and people didn't finish it. So you don't know if you got everything on the list. And the things I talked about yesterday in that short video were important. Okay, important medical supplies. I didn't even talk about all medical supplies. I just gave you some basic essentials, okay? Essentials that could be life-saving, okay? Basics, not over the top items, right? But basics. And guess what? People didn't want it. Who cares? Don't care. I'm gonna watch kittens today. So listen, I'm going to continue to bring those videos because my heart swells when people ask me basic questions and they truly want to know something. And they're like, hey, can you do a video on this? Hey, can you do a video on this? And when I say yes, a lot of times I know it's going to tank. That video, if I do it for that person or for those few people that have asked me, I know it's going to tank. It's going to do nothing for me. And two, people don't watch it. So then I get this sense of like, well, who am I really helping? And I have to just keep it back to reality and realize, look, those 5 people that asked for the video, that's who got something out of it, right? And I have to step back and I have to be humble and I have to pray to God on getting better at being humble and appreciating the channel, appreciating my subscribers, appreciating those few people that are asking me for education, to learn how to do something, to learn how to do a skill. And so I'm not going to stop those videos, right? I'm just going to know that when I do them, I'm just going to expect that they're definitely not going to do as good. And I'll just deal with that because I think it's important to get the information out there, even if it's for a few people. You guys remember that video? My kid made fun of me too. That video we did on, hey, plant your avocados. Let's plant some avocados. I have 3 of the 4 that popped. I have folks that still to this day email me pictures of their avocados when they pop. And that feels good. That video tanked though. I remember looking at the content page where all my videos are listed, and my kid always loves to just look at it like, oh, you did get that likes, right? He's 12. He don't, whatever. And he was like, whoa, what's that video right there? It did horrible, Mom. And I was like, okay, sir, can you back up and just get out of my videos? And it hurt my feelings. And guess it was the avocado, right? Nobody cares about that stuff, right? And it was a real video of let's plant something together, right? This is the stuff you need to know when planting avocados. Here's some tips, some tricks. Let's do this. Super easy. Let's do it together. And listen, it tanked, but let me tell you, I still get these pictures of people's avocados that they started and their pride. And some people who gave up like, I didn't want to pop, and then they went to like try to reuse the container later and realized that it did pop. So listen, there's good in everything, right? Even when it helps a few people, I don't have to help the masses. And that's what I have to learn. But I would appreciate it that you guys would do the things and would continue to learn and expand your knowledge, because kitten videos and going down TikTok, vortexes and only watching the videos that are like dramatic and fear and like, ooh, what are they talking about? All the Walmarts are closing, oh, you know, or wars on the horizon. Like, we already know this stuff, but just you said it in a way that was like, ooh, so I got to watch it, right? But then somebody wants to teach you something that's like, well, that's kind of boring. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know what I'm saying? Do you know that I watched this small channel? I'm probably going to mess his name up right now. Arkwildman. I think it's Arkwildman. Arkwildman. Oh, I'm gonna make sure I said the name right. Okay, I'm gonna do you justice. And in the description box, I'm gonna link his page. Do you know I watch him all the time because he does these Fire Up Fridays, right? He's always around a campfire outside. All his videos are like outside by the campfire. And I would watch him because he would give me ideas of cooking meals out on the fire. He'd be out there making bologna sandwiches, steak and eggs, like you name it. He'd just be out there. The cats are all, you know, around him. The roosters are going in the background. He literally would be just by like a little creek, fire up a little fire with nothing, with twigs, just right there on the spot, or right there in his yard, fire up a little fire and just make his lunch or make his dinner. And I love that about that channel because I'm learning something from him every time I watch his videos. Very simple, but I'm learning, okay, you know, he's cooking different meals. He makes it look so easy, you know, simple stuff too. I mean, I think the first one I watched, he was out there making a bologna sandwich, right? Had the lettuce, tomatoes, the bread, you know, was heating up the bologna in the pan with some oil. I mean, and I was sitting there like, that looks so good. And now I want to make bologna, you know, fried bologna sandwiches out on the fire, right? Like, just remember to slow down, smell the roses. It's not all about fear. You know, pay attention to the stuff that's going to teach you things, right? I love more than anything when in the comments I learn stuff every single day. I learn stuff from every video of somebody making a comment. Oh, you could try this, you could do this. Let me say something's wrong with me, right? Let me say my finger hurts today, my nail fell off, my finger hurts. I will have all types of comments of different ailments, different things that I could do to make my finger feel better, right? So learn from each other, take care of each other, love each other. You know, I hope I did not offend feelings today. I know this is a premiere. I know some of you in the chat are probably like, is she talking about me? Right? I just had to get that off my chest and talk about, you know, the reality that this group talks about how people are not ready, that they won't know what to do, right? But a lot of us in these rooms talking about this stuff are not doing this stuff and are not ready ourselves and have so much more to do. And I'm not talking about new preppers, so you guys don't freak out like she said, see, she confirmed I'm not ready. No, I'm not talking about you, baby. You know, if you're new to this, just keep pushing. Keep the course, keep moving forward. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about those of us that have been doing this for a very long time, are getting stagnant, are getting complacent, would rather, you know, look at the fear, look at all that stuff instead of actually doing the things, right? Keep each other honest and accountable. So I hope I did not upset you guys too much. It's Friday, so you guys should feel good. I feel good. We have some cooler weather coming. You know, we had some very, very hot days the last 2 days. Now we have some cool weather today. I'm looking forward to that. Getting in the garden, you know, replenishing, you know, the water levels, the pH, you know, doing a little bit of harvesting, and doing some house projects. We're still doing renovations and house projects, trying to get these other rooms together. I did a lot of work yesterday on my medical room, so I felt good about that. Got a lot of stuff of the stuff stocked, and it actually put away in the drawers. And hubby put my shelves up that he bought. So super excited. Also figured out where I think I'm gonna for sure do my indoor garden, which is gonna be part of the medical room. In the medical room, I struggled about which room to put it in, but I think that I've figured out the space that I'm gonna use for the indoor garden so that I can roll into doing that and starting that as well. Again, accountability and making myself do the things that I said I'm going to do, right? So I love you guys. I hope you guys have a great Friday. I'll see you guys tomorrow on the next video. Of course, it won't be a premiere. Next premiere will be Monday, but I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're probably going to be talking about food preservation. A young lady has been asking me specifically about Mylar bags and some food preservation questions, and so I'm going to bring you a video on food preservation, very specific tips and tricks. I'm going to answer her questions specifically about Mylar bags and utilizing them, what foods can go in them, and that type of thing. But should be a pretty good video. Will be an educational video, so I don't know, maybe I'll see all you crazies on Monday and not tomorrow. So I'll see you guys. You guys have a great weekend. Take care. Bye.